everybody, welcome to the first episode for low protein cooking. I'm Amber Gibson and I'm a recipe developer for HG Network America, and we're gonna cook jackfruit ragu today. We're gonna cook Italian for dinner in our house, so we're gonna make the jackfruit ragu, which will be a very hearty meal for everybody. Right now I'm heating up 1 tablespoon of olive oil in here, and we also have 2 tablespoons of diced onions, 1 tablespoon diced carrots, 1 clove of garlic finely chopped, 2 teaspoons of tomato paste, 1 can of jackfruit, which we have removed the seeds and chopped up to help it cook a little evenly. We have 1.5 teaspoons of sugar here, half a cup of red wine, 5 ounces of chopped tomatoes out of a can, a quarter cup of vegetable broth here, so about 2 ounces. We're going to use and some little seasonings too as well. This is going to be more of a thicker, meatier type of sauce. Ragu is usually made with shredded meat like pork or beef, and it's really good for whiter pastas like our fettuccine here that we're going to use it on. You can also use it with tagliatelle, bigger noodles like the corkscrew noodles, things like that would be fine. So we're going to add our onions in here, and we're going to saute them so they're nice and aromatic, along with our carrots. Stir those around, don't want those to burn. Let those cook for about a minute or two to get them nice and aromatic. And then we're going to add our garlic and saute that to prevent burning. Make sure you keep moving things around. It smells so good. There we go. Let that cook there a little bit. Add our garlic. Again, you want this to get nice and aromatic, but you don't want the garlic to burn, so make sure you keep it moving in the pan. Again, this is all over medium heat. You don't want the heat too high, it'll cause things to burn quickly. If things look like they're a little dry, you can add just a little extra olive oil. There we go. Alright, there we go. Looking nice and aromatic. Okay, the next thing is we're going to add our tomato paste in here. Get all that nice and coated in there. Now we're going to add our jackfruit. Get those out of the way here. And you kind of want the jackfruit to brown a little bit, so keep it moving. If it gets a little bit, run away. If it runs, keep it moving there. Let that brown a little bit. Again, you can add a little bit of olive oil just to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And don't worry about if you get anything stuck to the bottom there. We're going to have red wine added to it, which will help deglaze the bottom of that pan. There we go. Oh, there we go again. Alright. You're going to have some chunky pieces. I always leave the core pieces of the jackfruit in here. It will soften up enough to break apart We're going to cook this low and slow for at least 30 minutes to an hour, so all those chunky pieces there will break up. Okay, let that sit there for just a minute, and then we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. So we're going to add in a half cup red wine, 5 ounces of tomato, crushed tomato, quarter cup of vegetable broth, teaspoon and a half of sugar, 1 teaspoon thyme, 1 bay leaf, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and just a little bit of kitchen bouquet and browning seasoning. That'll just help give it that rich red deep color that we want. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and add the red wine in here. Again, there we go. We're going to swirl that around. You can see it's starting to deglaze the bottom of that pan a little bit. There we go. Alright. Nice and deglazed there. We're going to add in our little bit of sugar. Crushed tomatoes. Vegetable broth, you can see it's starting to simmer there. So add in our seasonings here. We have our 1 teaspoon of thyme. We're going to add 1 bay leaf. I can get that out. There we go. We're going to add our 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard there. There we go. That off to the side. And our quarter teaspoon of our seasoning. It's starting to sizzle there a little bit. Let's get that down in there. It's got that nice rich red wine flavor. If you don't want to use the red wine, you can just substitute it for additional vegetable broth if you like. But the red wine really is going to give it a nice rich flavor that we're going to look for. Very robust. Okay, now what we're going to do, we got that all mixed in. There we go. Now again, we're going to cook this low and slow. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover our ragu here. We're going to turn it down to medium-low. And we're going to cook it low and slow for at least 30 minutes, maybe even an hour, depending on how tender our jackfruit really gets. Okay, we want those flavors to kind of infuse together. So while this is cooking, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back and we'll get this all ready to go for a delicious meal. Okay, let's take a look and see how our ragu is coming. We're going to take out our bay leaf, so we don't want to eat that. Alright, now we're going to break up the jackfruit, and you can do this using a tool like this. This is used to break up ground beef and skillets. You can use this to help break up the jackfruit, or you can use scissors, or you can take it out and use 2 forks to kind of break it apart. So as you can see, our sauce is looking really good, nice and thick, and it smells so deliciously heavenly. Yeah, but you can see how nicely those jackfruit pieces, even the core parts, are breaking up after letting this cook. I let this one go for 45 minutes. While this was cooking, I also made my fettuccine off to the side here. You're going to want to use a wider or thicker pasta for a chunky sauce like this, because you want the noodles to be able to hold it and stick to it a little bit. There we go. make it really nice. If you like the jackfruit a little bit chunky, you can leave some chunkier pieces. If you like them a little smaller, you can keep going until they get to the nice desired texture that you want. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Here we go. We're going to stop our stove there. We're going to go ahead and we will go ahead and give it a little bit of a taste. See if we need any salt and pepper. Whenever I do create my recipes, I will always put salt and pepper to taste, because everybody's tastes are different. The type of broth is used is different, and you just don't know how much salt is in all of that. So please do those to taste, to your taste and desires. See, very, very good. Very rich. I think it could use just a little bit of salt. We're going to put a little bit of salt in there and just a dash of pepper. Just kind of blend those flavors together a little bit. Let's go ahead and mix that in. And then our jackfruit ragu is ready to go. This is accounted for half cup servings. The ragu itself is 1.3 grams in a half cup serving. That does not include the pasta. So if you're using low protein pasta or whatever pasta you choose to use, just make sure you add that into your full meal. We're going to go ahead and plate. There we go. Get those noodles piled up there. A little bit sticky. There we go. There we go. Pile that up there. There we go. And now we're going to do the same thing with our jackfruit. Again, you want just about a half cup serving. You can use a half cup for your exact measurements. There we go. There we go. And then you can serve this with a side salad. You can make low protein breadsticks. And there we go. Deliciously hearty, great date night dinner if you're just having a date night with the husband and wife or a girlfriend, boyfriend. Very hearty. It makes about 3 servings worth in here. So please enjoy and stay tuned, because I'm sure we'll have more videos to come.